office, but he's not here right now to tell us about that.
Okay. We have another sponge person on the chat room, Shirley Pomponi, who's also from Florida Atlantic University Harbor Branch Oceanographic. She was telling us that it's a hexactinellid sponge.
All right, coming back, resetting. I'll do better for you video.
Oh, no worries at all.
You could just cheat and stay to
Really
the
a jumbled up
right
terrain.
side of the screen, and then you don't fight the tether quite as much.
That sponge may have been a faria. I apologize as I mispronounce all the biological terms.
It's a cool shot.
I have a quick question.
Go ahead.
Are we making any progress upslope?
Oh yes, our moves are 30-meter moves. We've already called in 5 of them.
Okay, just looking at the high pack, it doesn't really look like we've been moving.
We've netted
I see.
120 meters.
Got it,
our total distance for the day is around 500.
Okay,
so
thanks.
I think we'll make it to waypoint 2 with some time to spare.
That's the goal, because we want to be doing some exploration at the surface.
Excellent.
Not the surface, at the
top.
waypoint, second waypoint, yeah.
Cool. Yep, there should be plenty of time for that.
Great. So this is another sponge. Shore-based science team, is there
Zoom
any
in.
Would you like
idea
a
of what
portion?
type
Yes,
of
please.
sponge this one might
Thank
be?
you, Tara.
Oh, and it's got something on it. It's got an ophiuroid on it.
If you tilt down just a touch,
Yep.
I can
I'm
get
coming back.
So it's another
Roger.
hexactinellid sponge with a very
Okay.
small ophiuroid
I'm gonna hold this for a
sitting on
moment.
top of it.
Okay, can we kill lasers?
Lasers killed.
And what's behind it to the left? Is that a crinoid?
Another
It is a
crinoid, yeah.
crinoid.
Not that I'm the expert. And
So
do
we've
a
really
snap
seen
zoom.
a lot of nice biology on this dive already, which has been in contrast to the last couple of days that have been fairly sparse in terms of biological communities.
Okay, let's zoom out.
Can we actually zoom back in on that, or
On the
are we
crinoid?
moving away? On the top of the
Oh,
sponge.
yeah, sure. I just didn't hear anything, so
No, that's because I'm just reading it now in
Okay.
the event log.
sure. Okay, go
So
on in.
zooming in on the top of the sponge, which is what we're about to do,
Hold there.
might help
Yep.
for a diagnostic to figure out what type of sponge it actually is. So Shirley Pomponi, one of our other sponge
Touching my
experts,
toe down.
is hopefully taking a look at this right now.
Gonna avoid Chris's rock box lid again.
Nice. It's not quite full.
So what are those little things that look like hair? Are those spicules at the top?
That's full.
Isn't that interesting?
Steady.
Do we have time to come out and just get the ophiuroid?
Yep.
Looks like
Perfect.
ship is in position.
Copy.
All right, science is at
I'm
Good for
just
another move.
waiting on an answer right now. Hold
okay.
on.
If you want to put one in.
We're getting another ship
It
move
is
in.
clear
Okay.
whenever you want.
So we're probably going to be moving
Okay,
off this
can we zoom
sponge
out?
very soon.
Calling it in.
Thank you.
Thank you, pilot.
Those are spicules, the little guys that were at the top
Yeah, go ahead.
that you could
Bridge,
see as
are we
we
now?
zoomed in all the way. Those were spicules, and it's called
Go for bridge.
hispid.
Yeah, we're
Looks like
ready for a
velvet.
ship move. 30 meters, bearing 215, 0.2 knots.
30 meters.
And for those of you following along, we're actually about to just keep moving up the slope.
Good copy. Thank you, Bridge.
And we're again in an area of moderate to heavy sediment, heavily manganese encrusted rocks, to the point where we're not really sure exactly what they are. We have some nice competing hypotheses, though. They could be very old weathered outcrops. They could actually be some consolidated sediment.
All right, so I don't know if he briefed you on current at all, but you'll be fine. It's more just the tethers annoyingly pulling you, as you know.
Copy that.
So right now, mainly our geologists are willing to say that we're looking at heavy sediment and some ripple marks, but I'm not sure any of us are truly willing to tell you what kind of rocks it is that we're looking at.
215 is the ship move?
Affirmative, yeah.
Copy that.
This little ridge that looks like maybe it has some ropey texture.
I think what I heard you say, it was a little broken up, Mary Jo, is that you thought this might have a ropey texture, and I agree.
They've wanted to focus on corals a little today.
Yeah, that's what I had said. Maybe it tells us that it's a lava of some kind.
Is this the same sponge you were looking at just before?
No, it is not.
Okay.
Would you like
if
a
we
look?
could have a zoom on the sponge, yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
Come in, partial
Mary
video.
Jo, could you repeat that? I'm sorry. It got garbled.
Garbos.
I had said that, yes, when we flew over that ridge, I had mentioned that it might have a road texture on top, and maybe that is telling us that it's a lava form.
Great, thank you. That's really cool. So it's got some commensals on this one?
I do not see any.
The
oh, yeah, the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a stalked crinoid with a tiny stalk, maybe, and then a ophiuroid, brittle star, and then there's a sponge next to it. So Shirley Pomponi is saying that this looks like the same species that we were looking at.
Would you like
a
to zoom
while
on
ago,
the base?
which I think we weren't able to
You
come
want a
to a
tighter zoom on the
conclusion on
base?
what it was.
Yes, when the brittle star.
No, this is great. Thank you.
Okay.
And you can see that spicule brush at the bottom.
Beautiful. Thank you, pilots.
Ready to go or stay either way. It's fine.
Are there quite a couple of ophiuroids down there? Oh, and a little amphipod on the right. Great, thank you, pilots. And that was not a stalk crinoid as well. That was a Comanche crinoid.
Got no samples.
Copy that.
Lower swing arms are out. Uppers are in.
Thanks. Here comes Andy O. Maybe a crinoid or feather star right here.
Yeah, that looks like there's a Comanche crinoid directly in the center of the screen, and another one of those weird sponges off to the right. Can you give a quick zoom on the just the snap zoom on the crinoid would be great. Thank you.
Sure. You can go a little farther. Keep moving along as we get it here. Just so you can get a view.
I have a bit more zoom.
So
Okay,
this looks
you can
like
take it.
maybe Antidonidae. I just always guess Antidonidae. But this does actually look like
All right,
Antidonidae.
thanks. Do
Thank
need
you,
a longer
Pilot.
look?
And you can see it was regrowing two
can
of its
come wide.
arms. Oh no,
Yeah.
4 of its arms. It had a
Sounds like it might have had a
hairy moment.
yeah,
at some
pretty
point.
hard task recently.
Can we zoom in on that white
Yep.
stalk on side or whatever it is?
Yep, of course we can. Let's go over a little closer to it.
Just quickly.
Yep. I'm just getting in the light so we get a good view. Go ahead on. Go ahead in. Sorry.
Roger.
So this is just the base of a coral, dead base of a coral. Yes, we can move on. Thank you, pilots.
Yep.
So I'm right on top of you, pilot.
Thanks. Yeah. Sort of been trying to push along, but also zoom on all the pretty stuff or interesting stuff.
Is it possible that those black patches
Going
on
real
that
quick, video.
coral stalk are
Snap
manganese
zoom in,
crust?
please.
Yep.
Right
Good
there.
question.
You see
Your
that?
guess is
Stop.
probably as good as ours, if not better.
Yep, hold there.
Holding. Huh.
2 seconds.
No, so I
Beautiful.
think it's alive, just not very alive.
Can we get a closer image?
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm actually trying to do these floating so I can catch up with the ship.
Okay, roger.
Once we get caught up, I can do some set down, nice shots.
Yeah, you can see little polyps on it.
Thanks. Yep.
Oh no, it's a hydroid. A rather large. Oh no,
Right.
hydroid's coating a dead one. Maybe
I'm gonna-
you're right, Deb.
I'm going to give a good push here. Cover some ground real quick. Catch up with the ship a little
Sure,
bit.
yep, that's fine.
And then we'll take a couple more zooms. If you see something you really want to see it, we are moving slow enough. I can't stop and look, but
Okay, thanks.
Nope. Just keep going, it's good.
yep.
I'm
Otherwise,
tracking you
gonna
with the
cover
camera
ground.
as you fly, pilot.
Thanks.
So while the pilot's making a move to catch up with the ship, if we see any biology, I'll just kind of shout out what it is as
Did
we
you
go
see
by.
the sponge go center bottom screen?
No?
There was a. I couldn't tell what
I
kind.
saw a crinoid.
Maybe the clipper can show you. It was 10 seconds ago. A sponge went by, something I hadn't seen yet.
Didn't notice that. But thanks, pilot.
Yep. All right, we're stretched out nicely again. So if there's anything along the way now, we have a little more time. Let's take a better zoom.
I can do us another ship move if you want to, because the ship's not moving right now.
Oh yeah, keep us going.
Okay.
What's the expected terrain? Are we expecting a wall or anything of that sort?
No, it's pretty flat. Most of the way, I mean, it does increase, but not
Okay.
very much.
Before you put ship moves in, make a careful look at the sonar, and if you see any
Looks like we're
big
still
returns, then
Pointed
Something in the water,
upslope.
like the middle of the screen on the
So
top.
about 215, which is what they've been doing.
Yeah, it doesn't
we
look
can't
like
quite
it.
hear you.
Might be a sponge attached
Better?
to the bottom.
The
A little
little
bit.
white thing
Hold
to
on,
the
let me
left
turn
of
you
the
up.
screen right now? Oh no, right in the center.
Yeah, I can reach
There's
you,
two.
navigator.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
This right here in the center is floating.
There's one real. No, I think they were talking about something that was on the seafloor. So I think it's the white thing.
Bridge,
behind it.
nav.
I'm guessing.
And then there's one to the left as well.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
Can we
white
go
thing
and get
behind
ahead
it.
and get a
Yeah.
30-meter ship move at 215 degrees at 0.2 knots, please?
31 meter, excuse me, play that. 30 meters, 215, bearing,
There's
0.2
actually a
knots.
number of things
Good
in the
copy.
frame right
Which
now.
is
Yeah,
moving
so it
and
looks like we're moving into an area with a couple more sponges.
You see this right here, bottom center? Now, coming into the
Both
center
are
view.
hexactinellid
If we could
sponges.
zoom in on this purple thing, just
Yep.
in the, yeah.
Come on in, video. I'll drop down. Ooh, it's a coral.
Oh, look at this purple coral.
Let me land for this shot.
Right.
Coral
Hold right where you are.
biologists. This is
Holding right.
exciting.
Or you can come out either. Just didn't want you to zoom anymore until I was settled. Okay, tilt down a little for you and zoom away. Oops, sorry, sliding a
So,
little.
No worries.
You're okay.
this is a purple octocoral, and you can see it's, again, got a commensal ophiuroid on
I'll take
it.
my camera, co-pilot.
If we could have a good zoom on that,
Zeus?
that would be great.
Yep,
Oh.
we're working on it.
Yeah, take your time.
Yep, there you go.
Oh,
It's okay.
Got it to, that's full zoom.
Copy.
Beautiful color.
I can try and bump it up a little bit more.
Okay. Nice.
So Les has guessed that this is a young colony of Victor Gorgia.
Oh yeah. We saw a bunch of these in Hawaii, the Victor Gorgia.
That's great, Pilot. Thank you.
You're welcome. Whatever you need, video, and then I'm set.
Roger. All right, video's clear. Thank you.
Yep.
You want it back, Pilot?
Yeah. Thanks. I imagine this sponge is more of the same. Oh, there's something maybe different right there.
By the way, Pilot, you're very...
Snap in real quick, video. Is this the same, but deader? Or is that different?
So lots of these sponges around.
Is this the same one we've been seeing?
Perhaps could we zoom a little bit more at the base? Is that possible?
Yeah, let me get a little closer. Go ahead. Come on out, video.
Sure.
Just get it on a little bit here. Okay. Can start in again.
You want me to take it?
No, should be okay right there. Oh, unless I slide, then yeah. Oh, is that a good shot?
That's great. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. Thanks, video.
Of course.
So Shirley Pomponi is saying that yes, she does think that's the same species as we've been seeing before.
Video switching out for a couple
like there are a
seconds.
couple of them dotted around the area.
Is this a sponge or a pen or something? Do you know? Would you like to get a closer look? Keep going.
We can snap zoom quickly.
Okay, go ahead, video, snap in.
Okay, snapping in.
Thank you.
So this is like an Antipatherian or black coral, similar to the ones we've been seeing. Oh no, maybe I'm wrong. Is that a full zoom?
No, I have a little bit more.
Sorry about
Yeah,
tracking
I have no idea what
focus.
that
I'm
is.
just getting a little closer so that we can get it lit up. Is it a good shot?
Maybe a rock pen?
Looks like a rock pen, maybe, yeah.
It's very tissuey. I have no idea what that is. Any corally people? Coral biologists, I'm sure, know what that is. There's a lot of silence. So, okay, so Les Watling's saying that this is an Antipatherian or black coral, just a baby one. So it's just interesting.
I've
never
position
seen
move
one that looks
completed.
like this before.
It's a
Thanks,
baby
Bridge.
coral.
Great. Thank you, pilots.
You're welcome.
Great.
Thanks, video.
So why are they called black corals?
cutting
The tentacles are very droopy.
I'll let you get out a little bit before the next ship move, unless you want one right now.
No, you're fine. You can.
I think it's because their skeleton is black,
Yeah.
and they use it a lot to make jewelry.
So nav looks like the
Other
local
things.
high is a little
Great,
bit
thanks.
to my starboard now.
They illegally use it to make jewelry, right?
Oh, I see that, yeah.
So here I'll adjust my adjust my heading.
Well, let's talk with pilot and see. He'll go over there and kind of look at it.
What are we looking at? What are you looking for?
Local high. It's a little bit to my starboard.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm cheating to your port at the moment, so I guess I should zoom over that way.
So as I was saying, black
adjust
corals,
my heading to.
they use it quite a lot to make jewelry
Yeah, go
and
ahead,
other,
put your heading where you think the local high is.
and other things, but
I'll settle up on it to see if I agree.
they're extremely slow growing a lot of the time. And so I think recently there was a species of black coral that was deemed to be the oldest living organism, among the oldest, maybe not the oldest, but among the oldest living organisms on the planet, which was 4,265 years old.
Good catch on there. Looks good.
So yeah, a lot of these may be quite old as well.
225, 230.
I mean, that big return is D2 right there.
Yeah, that blop is. This is. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That looks good to me.
Okay. Well, I'll go ahead and pull.
Does that agree with your bathy pretty well?
It does.
All right.
Almost exactly, actually.
Perfect. Let's do it.
Good with that, co-pilot. 230, 30 meters.
Sounds good to me. I'm on 230.
Bridge, nav.
Go for bridge.
Can we get a 30-meter move that's 30 meters at 230 degrees at 0.2 knots, please?
30-meter move, bearing 230 at 0.2 knots. Good copy.
Good copy.
Position move initiated.
Strange coloring. Come in partial video real quick, please.
Okay, coming in partial.
Thanks.
Is that partial?
Yeah, you can keep going a little more.
Okay. What are they focusing on?
Oh, the brown in the back. I know it's less pretty, but
Oh, there we go.
just curious what we're looking at.
Now you can actually see those little, like, what look like manganese nodules just as part of the sediment.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just crust that's covered with sediment.
Possibility.
Yeah. But you can see a sponge in the foreground. I'm not sure what the black-brown thing is in the background.
All right. Thanks, video.
All right.
I thought it was a bushy
Maybe a
coral
tunicate
hiding for some
or-
reason. I wouldn't know why a coral would be hiding. But
So this could possibly be a sheet flow. Not really sure.
ship's underway.
It's definitely
Ship is underway.
flat
Thanks.
and platey. I think the next time, maybe when we stop to collect a sample, or the next time we stop for a little bit, we
I
might
think their
ask
main
the
goal is to get up
pilots
to that waypoint and
pick
then
up a piece
have
of
lots
one
of
of these
time
rocks and
to
try
look
to
around.
squash it.
So we're doing
because
perfect.
Whether it crumbles or not is often a good indication of whether we are looking at the volcanics like
Let's
the
say I'm
salts, or whether we're
stationary
looking
nav.
at some consolidated sediments.
Okay, you should start moving very shortly then, because the ship is moving.
Copy.
Sonar's got a funny return, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You looking at yours or mine?
Mine. Something off over this way. We're going to go
This one?
check it out.
Like a ledge or something with a shadow?
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
like
I
a...
don't know what's over here, but we're
Yeah, it's different.
gonna go investigate before Sirius gets much closer. Those are some hard
Ooh, can we zoom in on that urchin?
urchin.
To the right, just
Yep,
about, yeah.
Yep. I see it. Sorry, I was driving by sonar for a while there. I wasn't even looking at my screen. I've got some hard, big rock returns off to my port, so I was going to go check them out.
Yay!
But they're slowly
Gotcha.
passing by as we go over, so I'm going to run over there after this.
So this looks like an echinothurid.
You can come in if you'd like, partial.
Okay, zooming in partial.
Thanks.
Maybe spherosoma.
Yeah, that looks good. We'll hold there for a minute.
Okay.
Yes.
He's
I'm gonna
moving along.
100%
Oh, that's
go
cool.
with spherosoma. If we can get some great imagery, they're just so awesome when they're walking.
Okay.
Yeah, some imagery of the feet moving along. Ooh, and there's something walking below it
Come on a little more.
in conjunction with
coming
it
in.
on the left side.
Oh, yeah.
A polychaete?
Oh, that is cool.
Oh, wow. A big, beautiful polynoid polychaete. Okay, so you can even see his scales.
Is there a reason why he's hanging out with the urchin?
I mean, maybe he's just sheltering and protecting himself. It's like a big umbrella, you know? But that is an absolutely beautiful shot.
Do you have any more zoom video?
So you can see
Let
all
me
this
see.
that's
maximum.
sea urchin or arachnoid's tube
Right.
feet extended out.
So are some tube feet and some are spines?
As well as there's what is wrong with me today? There's a pencil urchin behind this urchin as well, a tiny one.
Oh, yeah.
Just behind. So we've got
Top left.
four and you can see an ophiuroid just on the left of the screen. So we've got 4 organisms in focus here. But the color of that polynoid is amazing. And you can see he's walking along on his chaete. Absolutely beautiful.
I'm just going to get a shot of the whole urchin.
Okay.
Hey, pilot, did we want the upper swing arm stowed?
Doesn't make a difference to me.
Yeah.
It looks like it's pretty flat, and what we're coming up to is going to be relatively flat. So you should be safe to move them out if the pilot's on board with it.
You can move them out if you'd like. Not during this shot, though. Let's let this go and let the lights stay the same, and then we can move them after.
Okay, I'll work with video to see if the current lighting works for him.
Okay. All right. I'm going to jump over and take a look at this big sonar return.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Thank you.
Yeah.
That was great. Thank you, pilots.
Thanks. It's only a few meters away.
I don't know if
when you're ready, video, we can come out.
Behavior has ever been
Coming out?
documented of
Thanks.
polynoid sheltering under arachnoids. Interesting.
It's really interesting.
Video, co-pilot.
Off in this direction. Interesting feature, I think.
Oh.
So we're just swinging around to go look at what we see as a hard sonar
Go
return.
ahead, co-pilot.
Is the current lighting working for you?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
RV nav, just move
The upper swing arms aren't deployed,
Oh,
so
you can see
we
it
need
in
more
Syria.
light.
Thank you
Yeah,
very
we'll
much.
deploy 'em.
It's just a big
Right.
rock.
Yep, and then look up ahead of me. You can see on
And
the
then-
top of the
oh,
view
yeah.
there. There's a couple something else.
There's a couple other big
Ship
rocks
moves
around
completed.
here.
Let's
What
see.
is that one up at the
Copy
top?
that.
Yeah, there's an outcrop coming a little bit there, so let's check it out. It is.
So we're moving up to, I think, only really the second or third big outcrop we've seen so far. And so it still has that characteristic sort of rounded shape that we've been seeing. And so it's either weathered or it's got a very heavy manganese crust, or possibly both. This is going to be very different than tomorrow's dives, when we should be looking at fresh lava. So I want you all to remember what this looks like today, because
Nav, looks to me
probably not
like
to see it tomorrow.
we're still on the local high.
Oops.
So, and on top of this
Copy that,
big
co-pilot.
boulder, manganese
D2
encrusted
is pretty
boulder,
far out
it
in
looks
front.
like there's
We're
another
in a comfortable
Anthropitherium,
position,
black coral,
so
Pilot, you
just on
down?
top of it.
Yeah, did you like a zoom on that? The one off to the right or the one to the left?
Bridge nav.
We can zoom in on the one on the right,
Go for
because
bridge.
I think the one on the
We
left
get
is
a
a
30-meter
black coral,
move
maybe
at
just
230 degrees
Okay.
at 0.2 knots.
Can start in video.
Okay, zooming in.
Ooh.
Okay, so this one's also a black coral, just like what we saw before, a
Probably
young black
not,
coral
bridge.
with the sort of droopy
30 meters, 230 bearing,
color.
decimal 2 knots, position move initiated.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Tentacles? Yeah, let's go with tentacles.
I think those whole big things are polyps, aren't they? And each one has a bunch of tentacles in a row.
As you know, black corals are different to normal
Yeah.
octocorals.
I have more zoom.
Okay.
Can I
Well,
zoom in?
before you take it, let me get a little bit
Okay.
better settled.
And I think in the background there's a stylasteroid as well.
Come in a little closer.
Hi, Diva, can I say something about
A little bit
Okay.
better settled.
I think in the background there's a stylasteroid as well.
Come in a little closer.
Hi, Diva, can I say something about the black coral?
Yes, please, go ahead. Rescue me.
I heard you say something about comparing it to the octocoral. So the black coral is actually much more closely related to the stony corals than it is to the octocorals. It's kind of interesting in that regard. They're in different subclasses. And I think I've heard you on some of these dives talking about hexacorals and how they're in the symmetry of 6.
Settling in.
They tend to have 6 tentacles, whereas the octocorals have the symmetry of 8. They have 8 tentacles. There are
Can
a
you
number
take
of
my
other
camera,
differences.
co-pilot?
In terms of evolution, one of the things that's interesting is you have these two completely separate groups that have both converged.
Come up a little bit, just a touch.
With an internal skeleton, what we call an axial skeleton, and then growing all
video, you
called
can zoom all you need.
Okay, zooming in.
That is the octocorals and the black corals.
Do we want to capture the top?
I'm at max zoom. Yes, please.
Alright. Okay, tilting up a little bit.
Awesome. Thank you, Scott.
Also, I wanted to just point out, just to the left, while the camera was pulled back a little bit from the black coral, there is a very interesting amphipod on a stalk. There's a group of amphipods, I think the Dulichiids. The primary genus maybe is Diopedos, but they make this little stalk out of clay and glue it all together, and the female sits up on the tip of the stalk. And when she has her babies, then the babies all live on the stalk.
Come out partial. See if we can find that stalk.
She didn't have babies in this image.
Oh.
But it was
Sorry about that, tilting up.
Yeah, that was the camera. I thought I dropped.
No, sorry.
You can
That's
see
all
the
right.
white spot dancing around to the left.
Oh, yeah. Want to try to get that?
There's another one up on the top of the rock. Actually, like 2 amphipods on that.
Just heads up, Sirius is.
Can we zoom on the pilot?
Yep. Come on in, video.
On top of the rock?
Yep, we see it. Come on in. Tilt up a little.
The filter feeder, basically.
See him in the background there?
It's going to be feeding in the water column.
Okay, that's full zoom.
When the babies are
what happened? Are you tilting down?
from the brood pouch, then they will
I'm tilting
also
my
live
camera
on
down.
that stalk. And until they get big enough
Oh,
to go off and make
Sorry, that was you.
That's all right. I'm coming out.
Just to follow up on what Les was saying, there's another one in the foreground that may be easier to see. It was just to the right of the coral.
All right, we don't have much longer. Is this an okay
Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
view?
What an interesting ecological fact. Thank you,
Sounds
Les
good.
and Scott, for both of those
Zooming
little
out.
tidbits of information.
That's pretty
And
neat.
just
You don't
passing
usually
over
get
top
to
of you
see
now.
Really small animals
Giving
like
you your
that.
rotator back.
But I
Thanks.
think it's important to recognize that this is good habitat for them as well as for the bigger things that we're always looking at.
Of course, and especially with, exploration like this, getting behavioral information is really important. With deep sea science, because we have such a limited amount of time on the seafloor studying whatever we may be studying at that point in time, you don't really just get to sit and observe like a lot of terrestrial ecologists do, where they can, for instance, in savannas in Africa, sit and watch the behavior of lions. We just don't get to do that here. It's pretty much like, oh, well, we've seen this animal and we get 3 seconds with it and then we move on. So finding smaller animals like that and seeing their sort of mating strategies and how they raise their family is all very important and contributes to the knowledge that we have about our deep oceans.
So we've moved into an area that actually has a little bit more talus than before. So and some of it was obviously blocky looking talus. And so we're potentially a little bit down slope perhaps from a larger outcrop. still a very sedimented landscape. We've been seeing a little bits of biology here and there, fairly continuously, actually.
Yeah, definitely a lot more than we've been seeing on the last 3 dives or so.
Yeah.
And just so different to it. You know, this is harping back to our first dives, dive 1 and dive 2, but just not quite as shallow as that. Can we zoom in on the coral on the left? It looks like it's fallen over.
Yep.
Please.
Ready for another ship move? We're just about.
Yeah, we can keep them coming.
Yeah, I'd say we're still in the local high.
Bridge nav.
This guy you're talking about?
Yes, please.
All
Oh,
right.
no, that's just a dead stop. Don't worry.
Another ship move of 30 meters
Don't worry,
at
you can just
230
continue
degrees
going
at
uphill.
0.2 knots, please.
Upside down piece of
30
dead coral.
meters.
I just thought it was a
230
live
degrees,
one.
0.2 knots. Good copy.
Thank you very much.
I have to say that every single thing that we're seeing in terms of geology that I'm putting into the event log has a question mark after it. Although I can confidently tell you that, you know, this looks like Talus sitting on top of sediment. So for those of you just joining us, we are here at Northwest Guam Seamount. It is an extinct seamount, and what we are hoping to find as we traverse the upper slopes of the seamount onto the summit are mature coral communities, hopefully lots of abundance and maybe a nice high density, especially when we reach the summit.
The eel.
Already we've seen
If it was a snake, it would have bit me.
We've seen a lot more biology than we have seen in the past. And we're at a depth of 1,250 meters.
Can I zoom in partial?
You may.
The temperature here is about
Okay, this is
3.8.
the Synapobranchid eel. It's in the genus Synapobranchus. I think it's the first one that we've seen on this leg of the expedition in the Marianas. These are called
when I'm not set down, it's better just to fly.
Copy. On the lower edge of the throat, almost like somebody took a knife and made a couple of cuts in the throat. This funny-shaped tail fin on the eel is characteristic of this genus Synapobranchus.
Thank you, Bruce.
It's like hunting behavior.
Are those battle scars? What is that?
Yeah, these are some of the larger predatory fish that we see at
Yeah, he's predatory.
There could also be scavengers.
Yeah, it looks like he got beat up.
They're not as much of an obligate scavenger as the hagfish that we saw earlier, but they do come to places where larger animals die. And
Can I zoom in a little bit more?
If he settles and relaxes a little bit, you can, but I'm just going to be chasing him off screen.
On the back where that starts is one of the identifying characters, and I can't see
Oh, he settled. He slowed. He's over here.
Later on, we can figure it out.
Oh, there he is.
But identification of species can be difficult.
No, he does not. It's making my life difficult.
What? Do you want me to zoom out a little bit?
No, that's all right. We'll just make everybody sick. All right. I think he's not going to want to get photographed.
Okay.
You can come out.
Okay, I'll come that way.
They got to know what it was. If he relaxed a little, we could have.
You can also see that fish was.
Yeah, I think he's hunting.
A lot of the fish.
A lot of times we just chase until they relax and do something consistent, and once they do that, then we can match it and get a better zoom. But he's just too sporadic for a good zoom. Sorry.
That's okay.
All right, pushing on. Make sure you're coming up. Oh yeah, you are. Good job.
Yeah, I've been trying to keep my lights on you.
Thanks. Yeah, if you see me start chasing a fish, giving me a little room to run.
We'll do.
Good. Yeah. Have we seen this?
So
is
in the
this more the
foreground,
same?
yeah, I think this is maybe just an Antipatherian again.
Snap in just real quick. We won't spend a lot of time. We got this.
Okay.
This is one we just got a tight shot on a minute ago.
Exactly.
Yep.
This is another Antipatherian, just like what we were looking at before.
Okay. Thanks, video.
Interesting, but we've seen a couple of them already. Thank you, pilots.
Yep.
So that white thing over there looks like another coral, dead coral stalk. We don't need to zoom in on it.
Okay.
Are we still moving now?
Yes. We're coming to the end of it, though. We got about 4 meters.
Copy.
Definitely getting rockier and a little bit steeper.
It's going to get slightly steeper, but not tremendously so.
Roger that.
So we may be seeing less organisms here, especially, for instance, coral and sponges, those sessile organisms. Because this looks a lot looser, all of these big boulders and so on. And so because it's a bit looser, perhaps, you know, it's just more unstable, and basically animals may get crushed and not be able to settle. So perhaps that's why. Ooh, another one of those big urchins, I think, dead ahead.
Do we want to look?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Bridge, Nav.
Go ahead, Nav.
We go ahead and tack on another move at the end of this one of 30 meters, 230 degrees, 0.2 knots.
30 meters, 230 degrees, 0.2 knots. Position move initiated.
Video.
Thank you.
Almost there. Now we can start coming in.
Copy.
Where's...
No pretty blue guy with him. They're not really walking much.
I got the marker.
But cool nonetheless.
Great, thank you, pilot.
Is there any shot you want video?
I don't see any
Maybe just come to the right a little bit, tilt down just a touch, and I'll get some of
travelers
those
going
to
along with it
that are hanging down. Yeah, perfect.
To the right a little bit. Get those tentacles in there, like that.
Yes.
That looks artistic. What happens if you crush the blacks? Just kidding.
So you touch those.
There you go.
Squishy ones.
What'd you say?
I was wondering what happens if you touch those squishy ones. If you get shocked, stunned,
Probably stunned, I imagine.
or nothing.
Both.
I want to fill the frame, and we can just get a quick establishment
Okay.
if we have time.
Yeah. There you go.
All right.
Right a little. There you go. How's that?
Beautiful.
Thanks.
Thank you.
So this area definitely has more talus. It's like some big blocky pieces.
I think the
It
bridge
was a
left their
variable
microphone.
size, right?
No,
And
no.
what looked like possibly some outcrops. Still so heavily encrusted in manganese, it's just really hard to look at and decide what it is. But these definitely look more blocky, which would suggest that they might be volcanic.
It could be volcanic with manganese stuck to them.
Exactly, it could be.
Yeah.
And if it is, especially because see how angular some of them are, especially like on the right-hand side right now. So it's probably likely that these are volcanics that are coated in a manganese crust, which is different than some of the stuff we were looking at before. It looked kind of just platy and sheety, and it either could have been a sheet flow or it could have been some sediment that just got consolidated as small ridges.
RV Nav, say again?
We've been fooled by these
Mike's
before,
locked open
actually.
on you right now.
It's, thank you. Good copy.
Thank you.
So you think these broke off and fell from somewhere, or?
It's quite possible that they broke off and fell from somewhere else.
Ooh, there's some mushroom coral, maybe.
There's a little guy right there, yeah.
Is that a mushroom coral or an anemone?
Can we zoom in a little bit?
Yeah, I don't see polyps. Maybe it's an anemone. It's hard to tell. Let's get closer. Okay. Oh, it's an anemone. Go ahead in. It's a pretty anemone. It's small.
So I think this is a pom-pom anemone, Liponema.
These get really big with like big droopy tentacles.
No, that's Relicanthus you're thinking of.
Looks similar, except smaller. Not droopy.
We did see one of those yesterday.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun. I like those.
That's great. Thank you, Pilot.
Yeah, video, whatever you need. Oh, and then we're off. There's a stock in the background, too. Ooh, some big rocks to the right. Go to the right, big rocks. Oh, what are those? Squishies on the rock.
So it looks like there's maybe some sponges on the underside of that rock.
And again, we may be looking at very weathered rocks. Certainly we're seeing a lot of heavy sediment here, which does make sense as it's an extinct seamount. The weathering would also make sense as this is no longer an active area. I do wonder how fast manganese crusts can grow. I'm going to have to go ask somebody about that sometime.
I can probably find out.
The power of Google.
No.
This is so interesting. It's a sort of like a semi-consolidated sediment, it looks like.
Can you come in partial quick video?
Of course.
Thanks. What am I looking at? Oh, a dead sponge. Some stuff on it.
So this is a dead stalk of a sponge, I think.
Yeah.
With what looks like some anemones or Cervantes.
Might be a shrimp on the other side, too.
Oh, yeah. See an eyeball of a shrimp.
Is that a hydra?
Oh, yeah. There's a big shrimp on the background and a cladorized sponge.
That's an exciting dead sponge stock.
Yeah, very exciting dead sponge stock.
So those are
RV Nav,
silica
just move completed.
pieces of the sponge, right?
That's what this one does look like. It's glass spicules, which would be from a glass sponge or hexaxonellid.
So now it looks like a little bit.
And there's also an ophiuroid at the bottom. So 4 different animals living on. 5 different animals.
You can turn and face it.
A lot of
Okay,
different
turn.
animals living on this sponge stalk.
All right.
And I think there's a tiny little
Oh yeah, in the foreground there, on the tip. All right, off we go. So what are you thinking, co-pilot?
Let's
Closer,
say
more south?
Yeah, like 205, something like that. I'm starting to put it in.
That lines up with HiPAC.
Okay.
Right, 205. You can go ahead and line up on 205. I'll get pushed that way. We'll let your swing settle a little bit and then take off at 205. I'm happy with that.
So maybe 200?
Yeah, 200 works.
Copy that.
All right.
Bridge, Nav.
200.
Go ahead, Nav.
Can we get a 30 meter move at 200 degrees at 0.2 knots, please?
We're looking at more tailless.
30 meters, 200 bearing,
in place.
0.2 knots.
Very well.
Good
Position move initiated.
Thank you.
This black bump might be interesting, or it might just be a black spot. But let's come in partial real quick. Good, hold there. Oh, it's just
It's
a
a
black.
Xenofire 4. So I've spoken about these on past dives, and basically it's this one's a plate-like formation. So it's a type of foraminifera, which basically that organism is a single cell, which creates this test, which it lives in, or this sort of house which it lives in from sediment around on the seafloor.
Oh yeah, we saw lighter ones the other day.
Yeah, so sometimes they can look like plates like this. Oops. Sometimes they can look like little sort of reticulated sponges on the seafloor. And there was a thing that it was thought that perhaps those spherical globules that we saw on dive 4, I think it was, we thought at one point that they could be Xenofire 4s, though there have never been Xenofire 4s shaped like that previously.
No problem.
And these are...
Did you say you wanted a longer look? I couldn't quite hear
No,
you.
this is fine, thank you. This is just very common all around the world's oceans.
I could just get a quick
the world's deep ocean,
shot,
sorry.
but,
Very interesting.
It's not critical.
Hold on.
Nav, do you have a moment?
1 second, it's settling in. I think we haven't
Go
got
ahead,
this yet today, so I thought
Would you mind zooming out on the HiPAC for a little bit, just so I could see what we're looking at, or where we're going?
Just bumping around at
We
full
are
zoom.
headed right here.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
All right. So we're basically over halfway to our waypoint?
Oh, yes.
Oh, perfect.
We're going to have plenty of time up there.
Great.
Oh,
thanks.
great.
I didn't know
So,
for
those of you who are following along, we
Sorry,
are
video,
over
a little louder.
halfway up
I didn't know
to
Xenofire could look
our
like
second
this.
waypoint, which is at a local summit for this seamount.
So
and
pilots,
once we get there, we
I
should
know
still have plenty
where
of
the
time to
local
go
ledge
wander
looks
around
like, but it
and
looks
look
like we
to
have
see
to turn a
what's
little more
at the
south to
summit,
actually get
of
to the
the
top of
seamount.
our
Okay, video's
mountain
clear.
there.
Thanks, video.
Thank you,
Copy
pilot.
that. Yeah, we'll keep curling south as the local hopefully leads us that way.
That's a good idea.
We're seeing some larger blocks right now.
Yeah, and more loose stuff.
Yep.
You know, a lot of these dead stalks may actually be sort of casualties from what may be a very sort of unstable area. Perhaps boulders roll down. Some trash.
True, sponges can't get out of the way when a boulder is coming.
Exactly, and then just kind of get taken out.
It's interesting.
And
It
then they're
has
just
these,
left with their stalk.
Yeah, it has these little like fissures in.
Here's plates for
I wonder
you
if
again.
there's sediment, or if that's actually rock below it.
You curious if I sat down and
If you don't mind, we
skid
can
and
just
see if
sort
it
of
breaks?
just sort of crunch a skid into it.
All right, I can do that. Let's get the camera on it so you can see what we're doing here. And stand by. Come up a little bit taller. Come up a little. And drop. Bonk. Chipped off a little, but didn't really break.
Okay, great.
Yeah. There you go.
So we just kind of bounced
Bonked
the
it.
vehicle off the seafloor a little to see if it would easily break, and it didn't.
It's only like
We're really kind of moving into a different terrain than we've seen thus far, actually. We haven't really seen anything like this before.
Check this guy out. Got a little cool looking
So this looks like a nematocarcinus shrimp. So these are the ones with the excessively long legs.
Well, depends on who you're asking if they're excessively long. Come on in. They're shorter than yours.
Not in proportion to my body, though. Oh no, okay, I was wrong. This is not a nematocarcinus. This looks like a heterocarpus, which are the commercially fished species around here.
Really?
Yeah, remember we saw some on the dive 1 and 2?
Yeah. So he's tasty.
I think the ROV pilots would like to know if this is a delicious variety.
I think you actually can eat this, yes.
Oh.
I don't really want to point out the manganese crest again, but I will, because it's what we're looking at along with the shrimp.
So yeah, perhaps Heterocarpus levigatus. It's got this very pronounced rostral spine that extends way over its head. So yeah, this was a very important note. So thank you, pilots, for stopping and looking at this.
Oh, my pleasure.
Okay, pilots, we're coming to the end of our move here, and I'm thinking 180 degrees will actually be ideal for the terrain
you're
on
ready,
my back here.
Okay, copy that. Well,
yeah, the bathymetry looks like it'll support, or the sonar looks like it'll support that. All right.
It's not gonna be too awkward. What's 180? Show me 180 on the camera there. Swing around to 180.
Coming to 180.
Let's see. Check the sonar and line up on it. See how it goes. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. No problem.
Bridge, Nav.
Go ahead, Nav.
Can I get a 30-meter move at 180?
Right on top of
0.2 knots.
Copy that. Thanks. Cooking along here.
30-meter move, bearing 180 at 0.2 knots.
Good copy.
Position move initiated.
You seen one of these yet today? And then I think there's
no, we have not.
Okay. Well,
so it looks like there's a little sort of high density area here.
Come in partial.
Antipitherian bathypathes in the background, a stalked crinoid in the foreground, a sponge to the left.
Yeah. Oh, are we looking at the back of the crinoid? Looks like the back. It's facing away from us. Okay.
So this could be Bathycrinus.
You need a closer look? Oh, you're getting it.
Okay.
That's
Thanks.
the front.
You don't have to.
Testing my skills.
It's got a very sort of ribbed stalk. I'm not sure we've seen one of these so far on our dives.
All right, video. And I'm getting a little bit behind, and I do want to check this to see if it's a crab or some just other thing. And then I got to run away.
A crab?
I can't tell. It looked like, doesn't this look like it has claws? I can't tell.
The white?
Yeah, come in partial.
I'm going to go with dead stalk.
All right, dead stock.
Oh.
Yeah, you're right.
Dead stalk.
It looked like claws from a distance. I don't know. I tried. I like the